In our family, we talk a lot about the weather. And you may notice the ground is wet. And this is the time that you would talk about the weather being bad, or like it's a bad day because it's like all foggy and wet and stuff. But then I hear the birds come through, the moisture in the air, the beauty of nature, and this is actually what creates motivation and curiosity, is not thinking about the norm that the day has to look a certain way, but that you create something based on what's happening in the day. And so what if we get all crazy? We get all wild and crazy. We start thinking about things like, I feel crazy in the head. I can't get myself together, and everything feels raw, and I just feel uncomfortable, and my brain won't stop, and these things, like that happen. And then on a day like this, it's like, that's how my brain feels. I used to do that all the time, and I get it. When I started utilizing my space and thinking about not taking it for granted and what I have created at this point, where in your life are you taking things for granted? It could be the beauty of the land that you have. It could be the person right in front of you. It could be you taking yourself for granted, where you're at yourself, about certain things. It could be that you just purchased something, you felt great when you got it, and now all of a sudden it's like, what's the next best thing, So are things that you purchase, things you can clear in your house that you can get to Goodwill or give to somebody that needs it, so that we can give ourselves a moment to have that space. And let's hold the space for our crazy. I was talking to Vesna Maddock for 2 weekends in a row on a Saturday. She's one that does incredible stuff. She takes people on, Mother Earth all over the place, from the Amazon rainforest, being in tribal spaces, getting connected, to going to Mexico, just all over. And we were talking because she is a master psychologist, but she's extremely spiritual. Like, those connect beautifully. And she works with people all the time with their brain, their psyche, and how they can feel crazy. And we were talking about, when people think that they are being told that they're crazy or they're looked at differently, it makes it even worse, because even in the system, what's the number one thing funding as an accountant, CPA for years? Not anymore, I'm not active, but I help businesses grow based on some of my background stuff. And it's beautiful. Birds are coming through. Birds are coming through. They're so insightful. But what's the funding that first gets cut? When I was working for Catholic Healthcare West, which is a lot of different locations here, health-wise, health system in Sacramento, and I was overseeing millions of dollars in funding for behavioral health. It was one of our biggest programs. And this is when my dad was alive. I'm thinking. So after my dad passed away, and my dad had mental stuff going on after he flatlined. He died, they brought him back to life. He heard voices, he couldn't get rid of them, he couldn't get back to here. So he was seen as crazy. He even scared people sometimes, because he would just say things that, he thought were real. So what's the number one funding that gets cut is mental health. So if you have money coming in, all of a sudden you have no more support, you're just cut off. And even the system, when you try and call and get support, I used to do that for my dad. And I'd get so upset because they probably weren't equipped emotionally to manage things. And it was really, really heartbreaking watching what my dad had to deal with. And I think about this world. So if we don't have people around us blaming and shaming ourselves, I call it actually a hashtag speaker locking arms, like that we are supporting ourselves and others and stopping the blaming and the shaming. So if we ourselves or people around us start feeling crazy, instead of backing off and making fun of them, or like, oh, I just can't handle it, I just can't manage it. What about if you buckle up and stop blaming and shaming? And because within yourself too, you expect yourself to act a certain way. So if somebody doesn't act a certain way, it's going to flip you out. So if you can get there and realize, okay, I'm having a moment here. And instead of going down the spiral and getting more nervous because everybody's looking at you like you're crazy, and then you're getting more crazy because it's uncomfortable and you don't know how to manage it, especially people that are diagnosed with stuff too. It can get really bad. But what if you sit in that and you say, okay, where's my pivot here? And sometimes that may be that you need to have a therapist in front of you to help you with this. But when you are in your space and you notice you're having a very hard day, where is the pivot for you? Where do you feel comfortable loving on yourself so that you can appreciate your crazy? Because crazy is a break from the regular stuff that just keeps you on your path, keeps you straight and narrow, and doesn't really make much changes in life. We all have crazy thoughts. So, and if you don't, then I would take a step back, and you may be moving too fast and not stopping, slowing down to be able to hear yourself, or you're overwhelmed and you are afraid to even be part of whatever's going on in your mind, but you're reacting and doing things that are pretty intense. When you start having those thoughts, that's when you're ready to make those changes. You start feeling a little crazy, you go, here, wait. My mind is actually shifting. My body is actually changing. What can I do that's going to help me make changes in my life? Because right now is the time to make that pivot, to really up level and do something different. I'm going through something. My mind and my body is sharing with me, stop doing the same thing over and over. Change it. And go pick up a book. Go talk to somebody. Or be quiet and go through your process to see and listen to you. The craziness is speaking of, there's something here right now. Listen to it. Pivot with it. Let yourself be raw. Let yourself build the safety that you need to, so that you can build something that is going to be there moving forward. You're going to find a new safety in your mind. I was talking to somebody the other day. They've been having some big mental breakdowns. And they said, Rhonda, I used to be able to find a safety in my brain. So when I do creative things, that was it. All of a sudden, everything was peaceful. I can't even find my safety in my brain. Give yourself time to find safety in your brain. Get into your creative space. Get to a space where you can find you. And no more playing small. We really do need to go out there. My humanitarian project is about stopping the blaming and the shaming. It's so uncomfortable if we believe we really actually deserve that. There's an old saying that negative reinforcement is good. It's not. It just blames and shames people, and it quiets people up so that they act robotic and they listen to what they're supposed to be doing, but they don't really know how to be themselves. So they're consistently putting on a mask, not knowing how to show up in a room. And if they show up in the room right, it's a great day. If they show up in the room and they say the wrong things, you're at yourself and going, I wish I wouldn't have said that. I wish I'd have known that, that I was going to say that. I can't believe I didn't even know that I was going to say that, and I embarrassed myself. Why did I say that? Or why did I look at somebody that way? Or why doesn't somebody talk to me? What's going on? All those crazy things. And again, that is good, because if you listen to it, it'll make a massive difference for you. What do you think about this? What do you think about the craziness? What do you think about Mother Earth and all this prettiness? And Robert, right there. Hi, Robert. I love you, sweetheart. I love you. Yes, you, Robert. Yes, you. I was just talking to our kitty cat. We have a new kitty cat on our land. And she's so sweet. And she's out roaming around, just fixed and everything, you know, just roaming around. And a small kitty, well, it's actually an adult kitty. And just an extra love on our land. So find extra love when you feel you're in your crazy. That's the only way out. Crazy and increasing more crazy, then you're not shifting. We all get crazy. But how can we help each other so that we really look at ourselves and find ourselves? I love you so much. I truly do. I'm here to hashtag Speaker Locking Arms. I'm here to be the support through our motivational conversations with others, to be able to find this mindset transformation, to entertain our brain so that our brain will relax and be calm so that we can start doing the work we're supposed to be doing here on earth. I love you. Namaste. Happy Friday. Stay close with us. We got a lot of great interviews. I love you.